reading of the situation. Actually, inflation was on its way down when you came in. It's actually slightly ticking back up. But you're saying that you simply don't think the living standards are going to fall. In fact, you're suggesting that they're rising now and they'll continue to rise. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm confident that we will see living standards increase.
What happens when a politician walks into an interview too confident, too rehearsed, and maybe just a little too comfortable? Tonight, we saw that very moment play out live on air, and it left scrambling. It wasn't a rally, it wasn't a party event, this was a straight, no-nonsense grilling from. And what he asked her, cut sharper than any scripted soundbite she had prepared. The clash began with inflation. Reeves had been insisting that living standards weren't falling, in fact,
during the course of this parliament.
What happens when a politician gets a little too comfortable? Did Rachel Reeves really think Trevor Phillips would go easy on her, especially live on air? He cut straight through her talking points, and what he said left her completely lost for words.
I want to come to what you're going to do, but I just want to get clear.
She was doubling down, suggesting they were on the rise and would continue to improve throughout this parliament. Strong words. But Phillips didn't let them slide. Calm, collected, almost surgical in tone, he fired back. Actually, inflation was already falling before you came in, and it's now ticking up again. Are you really saying living standards are rising? That single question shifted the entire mood. The confidence drained from Reeves' voice. Suddenly, the slogans and economic jargon sounded paper-thin. Viewers could sense it, the pause, the hesitation, the awkward attempt to recover. It wasn't just about numbers anymore. It was about trust, credibility, and whether the public should believe a word coming from the Chancellor's lips. And this is where it gets dramatic. Reeves tried to push forward, talking about plans, projections, and promises. But Phillips wasn't having it. He cut back in, stripping her answers down to their core. I want to know the problem you're solving. What is it? It was the kind of question every politician dreads, simple, blunt, impossible to dodge without sounding evasive. For Reeves, this was more than an uncomfortable moment. It was a test in real time, a chance to prove whether her economic optimism was grounded in reality, or just another carefully packaged line meant to suit the headlines. And the silence, the stumble, told its own story. The government says living standards are climbing. The public, staring at bills and wages, may be wondering, climbing where? This exchange matters because it shows us something bigger. When politicians rely on polished lines, but face interviewers who won't play along, the truth, or the lack of it, comes into sharp focus. Phillips wasn't aggressive. He was precise. And that precision was enough to pierce through the spin, leaving the Chancellor exposed in front of the nation. So here's the takeaway, in politics, comfort is dangerous. The moment you think you can coast, reality comes knocking, sometimes in the form of a question you can't answer. And for Rachel Reeves, tonight's uncomfortable silence might echo far louder than any promise she tried to make. Stay tuned, because if this is just the beginning, the storm ahead is going to be one Britain won't forget.